Let's go, let's go, let's go. This is episode 2, man. Welcome back to Reef's podcast, man, where I bring some of the dopest guests from all over the world. We have a one-on-one time. We get inside the mind, and I'm trying to show you some special people that I've come across, and hopefully you see why I see they're special. So the first guest, this is my second guest. On my episode is a writer, dancer, philanthropist, motivational speaker, musician, impressionist, and comedian. He has appeared on the Black Comedy Awards in the UK. He's won Best International Comedian on that festival. He also appeared on what some call the greatest festival for comedy, which is Just for Laughs. He's also an actor where he was a series regular on HBO show Ballers, playing Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock's main antagonist, Reggie. You can now see him starring as Uncle Marvin on a hit TV show, Raising Kanan, and touring the world and giving it up to everybody. Give it up for the multifaceted London Brown.
Shit, he did so. I thought somebody else was about to come out here.
Welcome, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Look, we did all that. Yeah, it held you like this. This is my brother, man. And this one feels special for me personally, man, because like it's not every day where we get to work with like our true friends and have fun in this type of environment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm happy that you came on. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm good, man. I have no complaints, man. I was excited to do this, man. So I'm good.
Yeah, you've been touring, man. You've been touring. You've been doing your thing, bro. A lot of people. The funny thing about this, because most people have met you as an actor. They know you as Reggie. Most people and it's funny because I've been with you and I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, all the black people know you as Uncle Marvin.
Yeah.
And the white people who don't watch Raising Kanan,
Yeah.
they know you as Reggie from Baller.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's how it works.
So it's a dope thing for you to be able to be in both of those arenas that way. But a lot of people are discovering you now as a stand-up comedian, which is so interesting. Now, did you start first as a stand-up comedian or an actor?
Technically, an actor first.
Okay.
And that's what also allowed me to make the transition from acting to stand-up pretty seamless because stand-up is just basically a one-man play.
Yeah.
If you want to put it like that.
For sure.
But yeah, I started with the on the acting side of things, and then.
And how old were you when you started acting?
You know what? That's a question I get asked, but it depends. Like. How far back you want to go? I did a play. I did an Easter play when I was 10.
You know how black people be? Yeah, I was Jesus. I was the lead. I was the.
That's what it starts then.
Yeah.
So I did Easter play when I was 10. But as far as really getting serious with it,
yeah,
it started like high school.
Okay.
And I had a theater teacher who told me that he told me I should really do this thing called acting. I didn't know. I thought everybody could act, but and naively, but he said, no, you should really. I was like, all right, I guess. Because otherwise, it's just like an elective class at first.
Yeah.
And so, well, even with that, okay, let me go back a little bit. Looking back, it wasn't an accident, but at the time,
okay,
I thought it was an accident. 'Cause I used to play. They used to play keys a little bit for church. So when I went to high school, I signed up for a keyboard class, thinking piano.
That makes sense. You know what's crazy? Because I see you do this a lot. Like anytime music is, I don't know, and it's funny because now people who watch you now, they're gonna start to notice you do this. I'll see you when people are hitting the piano, I see you going in. Right? Like on your mystery. It ain't no real keyboard. I am let you know now. He be playing that. I'm like, what keys is London hitting? Because you be hitting them. But it makes sense why you do that. And I see that when you hear music, you can really get into the instrumentals with it. And that makes sense now. On why you do what you do with the finger, because you took a keyboard class.
Yeah. Well, let me explain.
Okay.
I signed up to take a keyboard class thinking it was piano. But in fact, it was typing. So
you typing, you ain't even really playing.
I'm about to take. Apply to it. No. But listen, what happened was...
I thought he was being Stevie Wonder. He being Steve Jobs.
I'm filling out applications. No, so what happened was the class was filled, so they said, yo, I didn't want no keyboard class anyway.
Right.
But they said, we got a theater class. I was like, cool, all right, try that. And then that's where I got with the theater teacher, and he told me, like, you should really do this. I started doing the plays, and fortunately for him, he saw something within my talents to even identify it.
For sure.
Because I didn't know, man. I just thought it was a cool class, and it came easy as far as I had to really be doing no serious studying for it. I was like, it felt like felt like playtime in the theater class of all the classes. I was like, man, that's cool.
And let me ask you, because it's funny that you said, because I know he had to see something in you probably even before you even said a word, right? What type of kid would you describe yourself as when you were in high school?
You said when I was in high school?
Yeah, when you was
always
back
arts. I was always into the arts.
Okay.
Real cool. I wasn't a class clown. That I wasn't a super athlete.
Right.
I wasn't super tall and all that sort of thing. But the arts, the arts I did.
For sure. For sure.
Those are the classes I felt like as far as any of the hard studies, if there was anything artistic that we had to do in the math, science, English, and so forth, those, if it allowed me to express artistically, then I did well. Let's just say, hypothetically, if it was like a science class, and they said, we need you to draw the ecosystem, I'm like, ooh, cool, drawing. If I can incorporate art.
So you can draw as well?
I do a little bit.
That's when my wife know I'm lying. When I hit that,
I do a little bit, man.
I can do a little. I can do. my stick figures are
hey,
one
man.
in a million.
No,
I feel like you can really draw though.
No, to be honest with you, what I thought I was going to do, I thought I was going to be an animator.
Okay.
I wanted to do art, and as a child, I was like, man, Disney. I want to draw for Disney. That's what I thought. I thought animation was it, and then I fell into these other arts, and it worked out. So
that's crazy, man. That and it's even to hear it from you, how art followed you around, sort of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because when I think of me, like even with me personally, when I was in high school, I remember I went to Elizabeth High School, and we had a bunch of academies, right? And it was different academies. These academies had different things. Like you had DeWire, which was for like technology and stuff like that. You had one that was for like police academy. And the funny thing is, we got to choose what academy we wanted to go to based off our personality. I didn't get to choose. They put me in the arts academy.
Oh.
Which is crazy. And I remember being like, I was a football player.
Right.
So I was like, we looked at the art house. There's nothing but gay people in there. You know what I mean? So Reef, the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you in there with the gay, Reef. Da-da. So I didn't want to go there, just being honest with you. At a high school, I was like, no, man, I need to be somewhere with my hands. And they were like, nah. You need to be in here with the art. And it was one of the dopest experiences, too.
I'm sure.
Because I had a ball. I had a ball with everybody. Everybody there was super cool. And when I think about my environment in the arts and where we're at now in our environments, do you see the resemblance in I think what your environment was in the arts environment versus how you're living now as a professional artist?
Man,
yourself?
those seeds were planted early. I went to Washington Prep High School, which is just one of the LA regular hood schools, whatever.
What part of LA is that as well?
It's in South Central LA.
South Central, okay.
Yeah, so, but what we did have at that school, we had a principal who supported the arts in a major way.
Nice.
Peace be upon her. She passed away some time ago, but she made sure that she pushed academics, but also she knew the power of the arts program. We had a phenomenal music director, phenomenal dance program, and phenomenal teacher. And again, we didn't go the performing arts school in LA is like Hamilton. I think Amarion went there and a couple other cats. Like that's the school. I remember I saw a play they did a Singing in the Rain. They had rain on stage. Like they had the budget. That was a good high school.
We're gonna repeat what Prince did.
They did something real. We just had some teachers that each one of them were just really good at what they did, and they knew how to transfer the information to us and get us to. They know how to pull out of us our talents. They just really cared, man. So
shout out to those teachers.
A lot of discipline, and these guys all still work professionally, do what they do, but they just cared. We lucked up, man, because I mean, of all, and because even just walking from my mom's place to school, I'm passing all kind of hood. There's no reason I shouldn't have been caught up We stayed next door to some Crips.
Yeah.
5 houses down from another set of Crips.
Yeah.
It's just really, and this was the 90s, so gangs was serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't like now where it's kind of like you don't know if somebody's gang affiliated or doing a rap career.
Right.
The hustle was different. It was just real gang stuff going on.
For sure.
So fortunately, man,
for
that's
you,
what teachers they care.
For you as a kid, especially like an art kid too, walking through those environments. Because I know I come from similar, even though I didn't come from like LA.
Yeah.
Like but one thing you learn from traveling everywhere, every hood is a hood.
Yeah,
There's a
for
mentality about it.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
The lingo changes, but the mentality is the same.
Yeah.
And you as an art kid who wasn't involved in any of that, was there any pressure ever for you where they kind of was like, you know, like, come on, L, like get down. And,
you know what?
Or bullying sort of.
I lucked up. I didn't have to. That wasn't my lane because they knew. First of all, I wasn't trying to be nothing I wasn't.
Love that.
So that helped because it'd be different if I was dabbling with it and really hanging out with them.
Yeah.
But then also in high school, I did hang with a bunch of guys. They was all from different sets, but they was cool with each other because they was all Crips.
Yep.
But fortunately, one of the Crips, we used to live around the corner from each other. So I was able to walk home with him. But I was also funny because he did the drama program because he needed to get his grades and stuff together.
Crip doing the drama program gotta be the funniest visual I can think of.
So he was cool. He was smart and everything, but he was in the you know, had the muscles. He was one of the ones, tank top, wearing flannel.
Yeah.
But
Super
we was
Crip.
cool. So I was whatever 5'6" or whatever that was in high school, and he was, you know, Johnny, and Johnny was strong, and he was. I seen him fight and everything, but because we was cool, at lunch I was the funny one in the group with the Crips, and I just, you know. But they knew I wasn't part of it. It was cool though.
See, you were the when I think of comedy, because it's always the funny is always in all of us.
Yeah.
With the comedians.
Yeah.
You wasn't the class clown, but you was the if you know funny.
Yeah, it was one of those things.
Funny amongst the group of friends.
My funny as far as class clown started. I remember there was a point in 8th grade. It was a season of this. 8th and 9th grade, I was that. Because, okay, we grew up in an apartment. It was about, at one point.
And you grew up in how many brothers and sisters do you have, too?
It's 6 of us.
6 of y'all?
Yes.
And where do you fall in that?
I'm the oldest.
You don't, of the 6?
Of the 6.
Oh, you had it the toughest.
I'm the oldest.
You had it the toughest.
So, and we'll talk about how that plays into my adulthood now, but so at one point it was like 10 of us in this apartment.
Right.
But so my uncle being one of the people that used to live with us, but now at that time, me and my uncle were about the same height. He capped off at that, and so now I'm between 15, 16, something in there, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
We didn't get a bunch of new clothes all the time. It was either top of the school year, Christmas, Easter, something like that. So anyway,
Christmas, Easter, all in one.
8th grade is about that.
I love it.
And then of course I had me and my friends would share clothes and shoes and everything else.
For sure.
So I believe this was Easter of probably 95.
Okay.
I knew I had an outfit, I had a plaid shirt and some Dockers or whatever else. But the point is, where I became conscious of how I dress and coordinate and all that stuff that people talk about, it happened then because I said, man, I got this cool little Easter fit. I'm gonna wear it. I wore it Sunday. I'm gonna wear it Monday.
Right.
I said, but I can't go back to my old stuff on Tuesday because what I just wore was cool on Monday. I started to wear my uncle's clothes.
Yeah.
And he would get so mad because he'd be ready out on his dates.
And
I already wore it and balled it up. So anyway, I started wearing his clothes.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, that's kind of where as far as the roast and stuff, I had a segment of that because I had to learn how to jab back because, you know, I had older brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I ain't got nobody to call.
Yeah.
So when it's like that, you got to figure out some funny real quick.
That's hilarious.
And because, again, I wasn't the tallest guy.
Yeah.
I didn't play no football.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the sports team. So it's just London and band class.
In my brain.
That's
in
it,
my
bro.
brain. That's all I got.
So then just even start trying to put my little style together and keeping it. And then 9th grade, I was still kind of like that. And then I started to I remember I was ugly in the 10th grade. That ugly phase where I remember I had this lame haircut. Because back in the day,
what's a lame haircut though?
Back in the 90s, Menace to Society, Old Dog had the braids.
Oh, you had the braids?
Right, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. Yes, I had the braids.
You had the braids, Top?
I had the braids, boom, right? Braids coming down, split down the middle, braids. Strictly, shout out to Lorenz Tate. I was doing the Old Dog thing, boom. Yeah. But the problem was, I remember one time,
That's
the barber.
What we call a bowl of spaghetti, by the way.
It's pretty okay. I don't even want to remember that. So I got the fade.
Yeah.
With the braids.
With the braids.
So when I took the braids out, now I'm on what's Chappelle's character name on Nutty Professor? When he had the
so my man who was wilding up there.
The hair is just no. You know what it looked like?
Who?
I want to say either that no. What's the Low Down Dirty Shame?
Mm-hmm.
What was the dude that Kenan's character didn't get along with? The dude, Jada's roommate.
I forgot. Damn. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name right now.
What you call it? Okay.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Right.
Well, I'm going to clip and put it in it, bro.
Right.
I'm
so
put it in
when you see
I know you're talking about
that haircut, the one he was going,
yeah,
the one.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, it had all this hair up top, but then the fade was too high because it didn't. So anyway, I remember 10th grade, I was just like, it just was not no girl attention. None. At all. So I went through all of that. Yeah, anyway, so I'm still doing the plays and the dramas and all of this.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how all of this falls into place. It's just kind of, everything kind of connects to the next thing.
Yeah.
As far as artistically, being around the right people, those guys who accepted me the way I wasn't trying to be them, but they looked out for me.
Yeah. And even when I think of you, like when you say artistically how everything connects to, something else a lot of people don't know about you too. You were a dancer, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, for years. What was it? How many? 10 plus years?
Yeah, it was a minute.
Dancer?
I'll tell you. Okay, so I'll give you this example. Okay, so the way back in the day, the arts was a different thing. Like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It was a certain group. You got either you fit in with the group, because I wasn't a band geek, so I wasn't the guy, glasses, lunch pail, walking around with a flute.
Right.
I was a part of the band, but I wasn't a band geek. I wasn't in no clique.
Yeah.
But, hey, I could play. So fast forward, after high school, I go away to this small college up in California.
Yeah.
And I had a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 4 of us who came from the same high school.
Yeah.
And anyway, so there was one of my boys, shout out to my boy, shout out to my boy. He, in middle school, I knew he was going.
Man, shout him out.
Shout out to, I don't know if you want to be shouted out.
Oh, never mind. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, shout out to my boy.
I always shout him out. No.
Stay low key. Forget it.
My boy, we always knew he gonna be in the arts because in 7th grade, he was twirling with the ribbon. He was the only dancer twirling around with the ribbon. He's like, okay, and it wasn't a big thing. And we just like, okay, well that's him. That's what his thing. Sure. So anyway, fast forward, we're all in school together. Mm-hmm. So it was me and my boy. My boy used to do sell substances from my dorm room. And then the other two guys was roommates next door.
Uh-huh.
My roommate got kicked out for those substances, and then one of the other guys got kicked out for grades, something like that. Yeah. So now this is my boy from 7th grade.
Yeah.
I should say my boy from 7th. We really kind of connected in high school because we both were like the leads in the show.
Right.
And he's a phenomenal dancer.
Nice.
So anyway, while we're all kind of. We're kind of like in separate dorms. Mm-hmm. He was like, hey, man, I got this dance team. You guys should be a part of it. He's like, man, I really do. But now, mind you, this is also the era. Cisco rises after that. Cisco is one of the dancers.
Yeah.
Genuine dance is starting to look cool on the masculine side.
Right.
So he's like, man, y'all should do this dance thing. It was only, our city was so small where the school was. Mm-hmm. It was only like one stop like there, so ain't nothing to do. Right, so he was like, all right, I guess let's do this. It's a bunch of girls on the team, and he was like, yeah, we could hang with them. It was cool.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I actually started to like dance, and and so it worked for me, and I started to teach in after school programs and choreograph little projects along the way, and
So you went. So you hold on, wait, because you just sped right through that. So you hold on now. You done sped through it, bro. Hold on, because you went from I'm part of a group to I went to teaching it. That so did you get into like battles? Because this is a dance group, right? How long were you a part of this group, and how far did you guys go as a group? Whereas as to I guess.
Well, what happened was we danced together because we all went to the same school.
Yeah.
So
were y'all
students,
like battling though?
not with each other, not necessarily, but we would go out and we perform.
Okay.
Throughout the city and so forth. But as far as the battling happened once I got back to LA, and when the crump scene got going.
Okay.
So we would go.
That was the battle all y'all week.
Yeah, it was
all
great.
y'all week. Tommy the Clown had
it was so that was that era of that. But
yes.
Fortunately, I was able to. That's when I really got into working with children heavy because I started teaching dance for them, with them Boys and Girls Club and everything else.
And was dancing teaching the thing that brought you into the education building, or was it or were you in there already and then you kind of because you also taught?
Yeah, I got offered a teaching position by one of my theater mentors, and so while I was teaching theater,
right.
My boy taught me dance. Shout out to Davion. Davion was teaching. He was teaching dance while I was teaching theater. So they knew us from high school.
Yeah.
And so my music director from high school was now like the principal or somebody over the program.
Yes.
So it was easy to recruit people that they knew was already trained at these arts. It's like, well, just get former students. They already know it.
Okay.
And so, so then I started teaching and auditioning. And
so can I ask you this too? When did because I don't know the first. Let's take it back to even that. What because you said you were actor first. Did you get serious about acting or stand up first? Is my first question before I ask.
I got serious about acting first.
Acting. So at what period in your life? When was that? What did that look like? Like was it right out of high school? Was it?
It got
college?
serious about my 11th grade year.
11th grade.
I did a musical. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I like this feeling, as far as the reaction and response from the audience.
Yes.
But at the same time, I also like the comedic responses I was getting.
From the play? Because it was a comedic role.
Yeah, or I brought the comedy aspect to this. So, yes, I'm acting, but I also like the fact that I had the physical comedy going. I developed the physical comedy stuff because 9th grade I got cut out of everything because I couldn't act.
Yeah.
So because I couldn't act, I said, well, how can I draw the audience attention? I ain't got no lines. That's when I started learning how to physically work that out so I can still be, I can be seen.
So from 9th to 11th, you really weren't getting any of the roles like that. It wasn't until 11th that you kind of broke out through this comedic way that opened the door. And then you started to, I guess, find your lane as an actor.
Right, because again...
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I never knew that.
In 9th grade, now mind you, I'm still taking the theater, the drama class from 9th to my senior year.
Yeah.
So while in the drama class, this is where I'm starting to learn how to... My stage presence is developing. So then by the time 11th grade came up, I had already been 3 years in the drama program and performing for Black History Month, Christmas play. I'm working this.
Yes.
11th grade year, I'm ready to go. And then by my senior year, I'm in the band, the regular marching band. I'm in the jazz band and the theater program, and just really working the arts.
So did you know from 9th grade that this was a path you really want to take as an actor?
Well, I know I want to be an
11th
artist.
Is where you said like, okay, that's when I
think 9th grade I just thought it was fun.
Okay.
11th grade, after doing the play and the feedback and the applause at the end, I remember very distinctly like, oh man, I want to do this.
Yeah.
But I'm still funny on a regular day at lunch. So and I got a post from this, but I kind of knew I did manifest this. I remember because when we did the play, there would be a program with all the student pictures and bios, and we used to have to create our own bios. But I did write in my bio. It's on my page, but basically I just said, "Hey, London's an incredible actor, performer. He's going to be on television, filming this and that."
You wrote this in 11th grade?
Yeah, 11th, and it was in the program.
Wow.
So I was able to.
You had to write your own.
Right.
So you manifested.
So everybody was writing whatever they wanted to write.
Right.
But I wrote mine, and so that was one of those moments. And then also, I remember my senior year, I was signed actor comedian London Brown.
Yeah.
You know, because I knew I wanted to do it. As far at least stand up, I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't even know.
That's amazing that you was already kind of like
it was. And looking back on it, because at the time I was just like, but because even then we didn't grow up with cable,
right?
So I didn't get a chance to. I didn't grow up on Def Jam and watching this stuff.
And you didn't grow up with cable. Why is that?
It just wasn't, and bread was more important.
Because you got 6, so it's 6 of y'all.
Yeah.
Right? And it's your mother. Did you come up in a 2-family household?
Mother, yes.
What was that like? What does it look like for you?
My mother is super spiritual, and my stepfather is a street dude.
Okay.
So
the real dad though wasn't there.
Nuh-uh.
What's your relationship with your real father as well?
I've spoken to my father since I was maybe like 4.
Wow.
Ish.
4 is crazy.
Wait,
I'm sorry, bro. I thought you was about to say.
What?
Hey, yo.
2?
Hey, no.
12?
Yo, 4. I'm like, what are you even talking about at 4?
That's my point. It seemed like he disappeared right when I could start asking questions.
Oh, that's a clip.
Where are my shoes at?
Clip.
Where are my shoes? I was like, it stopped. As long as I was 3,
this is going on your stand-up. This is going in the stand-up. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of weird. So now, at the same time,
hilarious.
My stepfather is there, but he run the streets, and he's great person.
So he disappeared at 4.
Something like that, yeah.
At 4, and when does your stepfather enter your life, though?
A little bit after that, maybe like I was like 7.
Okay, so a couple years after your father.
So for a while, it was just kind of like me. It was me and my mom for a while.
For sure.
Yeah, me and my mom.
And you're the oldest too,
I'm the oldest.
so it was the first. Yeah. Okay.
So me and my mother really, really close, and it was us for a while.
And when your stepfather entered too, I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get the because I'm like, this is interesting. When your stepfather entered too, was it a situation like he made you feel like comfortable off the rip? Even though he's street dudes though, it don't mean nothing like that. But was it something that he felt comfortable right away, or was it like how did that feel for you?
I don't think. He didn't come in with like a brand new bike with whistles, in a trunk full of, he wasn't Santa Claus. So he was just, I guess he and my mom loved each other, and it was just kind of, for me, to be honest with you, it was interesting.
Okay.
Because I didn't feel like I really knew him.
Yeah.
So, I'm mild-mannered anyway as a kid. I'm not rambunctious, but so we didn't really bump heads like that early on, but it just was different because it had been my mom, me and moms all the time. So I was like, what's
son too?
So I had to really grow to figure this out. It was an interesting dynamic. But at the same time, growing up in church, I was always around.
Because your mom's a spiritual person. So
right. So in the church we went to, it was associated with, they had a rehab center connected to a meeting. Like it was like a halfway house, if you will. Like, so when cats get out of jail, they could be a part of this program and while they attend the church. Yes. And so anyway, while I was there, so I always had solid male figures around. Right. And that's where I started cutting hair because in fact, there was a guy, shout out to Miracle.
You cut hair like you in jail.
Hey,
that's who I learned it from.
Shout out to Miracle Mike. Yeah. Miracle Mike
know that's a jail name if I ever.
That's it. Miracle Mike.
Miracle Mike.
Miracle Mike.
I know he could cook. He was the jail chef. You got to go to Miracle Mike.
Miracle Mike was a beautician. Beautician, and I don't know what his lifestyle was.
Yeah.
But I will say he could finger wave, braid, do all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Miracle Mike was the one who taught me. Miracle Mike, he's the one who taught me how to cut hair.
Miracles on me.
Me. It should be his little slogan, his business cards. I mean, he was cool though. He would let me practice cutting his hair, and
he just let you practice. That's fine.
Yeah, I was man, maybe 14, and he just like, yo, and he just I messed up. He put the line right. So I was
that's cool
early on, and then also too, what happened was I remember 8th grade going to this haircut thing. I was graduating, and the guy from my church was like, yo, I'm gonna pay for your haircut. I said, cool. Now graduation's tomorrow.
Right.
I'm out of school. It's 3:00. Don't hear nothing. 4 or 5. So I realized the shop is closed. Yeah. Now haircut is a big deal for graduation. Certain things.
For sure.
So once he didn't show up for the haircut, that's when I put the belt around my head, lined it up around it, lined it up. I look Filipino. It was straight line. And I knew the concept. I just didn't know what to do. But I graduated in 8th grade with a bowl cut.
Yeah.
But that.
Do you have a picture of that?
I will look for it.
Send that. I need to throw that up. That's hilarious.
But I will say, because of that, that's why I cut hair, because I said I'm never going to depend on nobody like that again. I was like, man, I got played. I was like, that was a big deal for me.
And that's something that too. Another thing that you do, people don't know. You cut hair really well. You're not like, and all these things that you do. Because he's kind of like speeding by it. He's like, yeah, I do a little bit of that and then that. Like, no, you're like really good at these things too. Like, it's not things that because trust me, bro, like I had a stepfather who cut hair too. And trust me, I was better off on my own. I'd have took Miracle for sure. He's done miracles on me.
Yeah, I mean.
So you cutting hair, man, that's pretty cool too. Because I remember watching you. I forgot I think it was maybe when we started going on the road, and I watched you cut yourself up. Like you had like a whole kit and everything like that. And I was like, yo, you really cut hair. Because people probably think you go and get your hair cut which not saying you don't.
Right.
But I've watched you a lot of times hook it right up, bro.
Dude, and also I had at that time, I had definitely a few homies from church, but I had 2 younger brothers. Bless their heart.
Cutting them up?
I was cutting them up.
You chipping them?
Them first, I understood the concept.
Let me say, was either of them tough guys at all? They end up being tough guys?
No.
I was about to say they had to after that. You know how it is. If you got a fucked up haircut, you got to be tough.
No, they it wasn't bad. It wasn't the best. But I was doing design stuff with my friends. I was the guy cutting hair. But they no tough guy. My brother is a very nice musician. They were both musicians.
Okay.
One did sports, and then the younger brother, he just gravitated more to music. The other brother did music too, but he gravitated to basketball.
Okay, basketball.
So
he was a baller out in LA.
He was a hooper.
That's gotta be cool too. If you're a baller out in LA, I know the culture. Out there around sports, LA, Georgia, Texas, and I would say New York. Those are the big gravitate towards sports states. So that had to be that's pressure. That's another pressure. You know?
And that's when my brother. There was one point because I'm the older brother, so it's me. But once my brother started windmilling, I was like,
that's you.
No. The scene from Friday.
No. He was windmilling.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, and his height took off because my stepfather, he's tall. Okay. So my brother took his height, and so that was what that was.
So all the other 5, are they from the stepfather?
No. So is my siblings? I'm sorry. Basically, the youngest 3 come from my stepfather.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Right. So and that was that was our little family.
Yeah, he said he was windmilling and stuff.
Yeah, when he got because I remember there was a whole mixtape and 1 era, and my brother learned everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, he hoop. He used to hoop. So that was serious.
He used. Now this is the it's touchy. This isn't the one that passed away.
Yeah.
You said used to.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you comfortable, we could talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
So with your brother, what age did he pass away?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was how many years ago from today?
That was actually September 22nd of 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was right there.
Yeah.
Right there, man. And when you like, was this like a random incident? Was it something personal?
No, it was from the tidbits we're hearing and what the streets are saying. This was I think it might have been an initiation type situation. It was
Ah.
drive-by type deal.
Yeah,
And we're
yeah.
still putting it's still kind of fuzzy.
Right,
Because some people say that who shot him, they knew him, and they feel that some people feel like it was a setup too.
Yeah, yeah.
The family feels it's a setup.
Right.
So it's a lot of there's still some questions around
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Yeah, because it sound like especially that's why I said sports is another pressure. Sports and streets are very, very you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's like music in the streets. It's very close, especially when you come from environments like that we come from.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, but he wasn't in any of the streets activity.
No, not at all.
None of that.
Strictly hooper. Like I said, he was.
And if he was nice, it could have. And I'm not saying this. I'm just throwing this out.
Yeah.
But I know people who are nice at sports. There's hate. You get love, but you get hate.
You get a lot.
You get some of that hate.
He would definitely express that. And what was wild is that he had graduated college and so forth. So
nice.
He had came back.
What college did he go to?
He went to a couple of them, but I think he graduated from Colorado.
Nice. Not where Dion was at.
No.
Boulder.
No. This is I can't think of that one, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
So he was here. He came back to L.A. for a weekend to try out for one of the Laker teams.
Wow.
So, he hoop.
Right.
And so anyway, that's why
when you say hoop.
Yeah, he hoop.
Yeah, you hoop.
He hoop. And so we do feel like some of the people that he would have his open runs with.
Yep.
Was not, man, like I said, and he was younger than them.
Yeah.
But he could hoop. He had the height, good spirit, good energy. So
people hate getting embarrassed.
Oh man,
people hate getting embarrassed, man.
And he was just, we used to tell him that we thought he was maybe sometimes just too nice. Too nice as far as too kind to the people in the circle. He's very giving, very warm, and we still be like, man, you can't trust everybody and just gotta. But that was almost like I said, the gift and the curse of his open heart is sometimes not getting the right people around, not having the right people around you.
Now, could I ask you this? This is a great segue. I didn't even want it to go here, but it's just going here. But it's so good. You are one of the most, and I'm gonna say this, right here. This one of the most givingest people I've ever met on earth, bro. And I wonder if maybe you absorbed some of that because he passed away, and you took some of that because I watch you go around and just give. There's a lot of times we do things that you don't have to do. And I'll say this. This is my story, so I don't care if you feel comfortable saying it on or not.
That's what I'm
this is how giving this guy is, right? And this is why, I never. We did a show. We traveled. I don't know if it was Atlanta or whatever, right? And for whatever reason, the paperwork had went through me for that, and I was sending it to you, like the whole thing. And I remember I sent you the whole check for the show because they paid it to me, and I was like, I'm gonna Zelle it to you. Because I forgot what it was, but it ended up going to me. You was like, no, give it to Reef, and Reef will send it to me. That's number one. You trusted me in that was dope, right? But the dopest thing I ever seen was the whole amount that you made that night, right? I tried to send it to you, and you sent it right back to me. I'm not gonna say the amount. It was a nice amount. You sent me a nice amount, and I fought with you. I was like, bro. I go, bro. No, like this your. He go, nah, man, keep it, man. He's like, keep it. And I said, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not keeping it. And I said no about 8 times. I said, if he hit me with a 9th one. He hit me with a 9th one. Hey, it's only 9 innings in baseball. Game over. He said, he really fought it. And the whole amount. You didn't even, and you were like, you know what? You said, which I value, right? You was like, the way you are, the way our friendship is, I value the relationship, this money, whatever. And you sent me the whole amount that's what you worked for, man. That's, you know what I mean? But for you to do that, that's one of the most, and you really, you never bring it up, you never care. But that to me, I saw you giving already. Like even when we went to Alabama, and I remember we pulled up to this place, and it was a line of people, and it was a bunch of you could tell mothers who didn't have money for their kids and stuff like that. And we pulled up to the Walmart, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna get book bags for the kids. I'm gonna get ponchos and all type of stuff. And that had nothing to do with our agenda for the day. but he was like, yo, I'm gonna do it. And you're one of the most giving people I ever met. And it's funny that you say, y'all felt like that for your brother. And I say that to you. I say that to you where you're like, you're one of the most kind, giving people. You're so nice, bro. And not to say like sucker nice, because you're not no sucker. But you're one of the most giving people I've ever met, man. And I wonder, do you think maybe a piece of that comes from that?
Well, for sure, as far as what happened when I lost my brother, a couple major things happened. First of all, I had just landed Ballers the year before.
Hello.
So career-wise, and we're going to that, whatever you want to go into that.
Oh, we
go.
go.
Career-wise, this is what I've been working for, to finally get off my mother's couch.
Yeah.
If you were on my friend's couch at that time. But I'm dealing with this dichotomy between losing my brother.
Yeah.
So personally, I was like, man, devastated. But
lost your
professionally,
brother and then got Ballers.
And Ballers and then my brother.
You got Ballers and then lost the Baller. No, but not trying to be
That's
funny,
pretty good.
But it's like, yo.
I gotta give it up. That's pretty good. Okay, how sad you think the story is. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You got Ballers and lost the ball. That's
that's pretty good.
Which is like, that's wild to me. Because in the fashion it came, man.
Yeah, dude, that's why it was very interesting. So dealing with that, because I tell people, like, when you lose somebody like that, especially in your immediate house, as opposed to outside.
And you guys, that's your brother.
We were close. We were really, really close.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah,
so with him, you realize, okay, it's like when you lose somebody that close, it's like seeing the trailer for a movie with your favorite actors, and it's a story that you believe in, you can't wait to see. You've been seeing this for a long time, the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You go get your popcorn, you grab your drink, you sit down, you got the right middle seat, whatever seat you like. The movie comes on, it's going well, it's exciting.
Right.
And at the climax of the movie, somebody walks in, turns the lights on. You're like, yo, we still in here. Turn it. And they're like, yo, the movie's done.
Wow.
It's over.
Wow.
Yo, what happened? No explanation, no reason. The movie's over. And that's what it felt like when I lost my brother. Just like it just stops.
Right.
And so anyway, because of that, you realize that time is not, you don't have the time you think you have.
Right.
Once I realized that in the real way, the way I started to look at life and think about it, it changed very drastically, because I was like, man, because now in my brother's service, people have lots of wonderful things to say. So you start to naturally think, what are people gonna think about me? What am I doing? How am I making things? How am I impacting the people around me?
Right.
What are they gonna say when it's my turn? So because of that, I remember it just ignited my passion and empathy. So when I make food or cook or something like that, people say, why the food looks so fancy?
Right.
I don't even like cooking, but I realize if I'm gonna do something that I have to do, I should probably do it well so I don't waste my time. It's all about time.
Yeah.
So everything, little things with time matter to me. So, and also with empathy, that losing my brother brought out a lot of like how to care for others is really means something, because I'm like, man, I want to be, I really try to be kind in my heart, and so with whatever this stuff is, you realize none of it really matters. The show and working is cool, but how do people feel when they're around us? What are we doing to make people better? And really, so all that stuff came out of that.
Right.
But going back to your story that I forgot about, but one of the reasons I sent the check back was because you did something very solid, which was, I think at the time, there was some sort of behind the scenes stuff that wasn't getting taken care of. But the fact that you did me a solid and, if you will, represented me in that meeting, I was like, cool. Because, that stuff means more to me than the money, because it's like, it's so difficult to find people that are solid. So it's just like, man, I really appreciate people like that, because I move like that. So it's like, man, it's cool to find out there's somebody else in the room where, somebody can leave their wallet and, leave their valuables around, and they don't have to second guess what I'm on.
For sure.
I'm not even, I'm like, cool. So much so sometimes, though, what I will do, just to be above reproach, I go, somebody leave their purse, I'm standing outside in the hallway. Just
Yep. Just
for
so you can't blame me.
for your peace of mind.
Right.
So anyway, it's cool that you did that move. I was like, oh man, that was more valuable than the money.
Man.
So that was just really just saying,
and
thank you.
I appreciate that, man. But like we, especially going on tour and because this our second time around, bro. And I'm gonna say this too, because we on it, man. Is looking great, bro. Like, how do you feel too with watching it? Because the first tour around was cool. It was like we was trying it, seeing it, and this second time around, man, I'm watching the buzz and the build of it. You know what I mean? Like you, I don't know if you feel it, and I don't want to say this in and I don't mean this in no like gaslighting way and kiss ass way, but you on fire, bro. You're on fire, and to watch, it go from base level, right? Because Raising Kanan, when we first started it, wasn't as popular as it is now anyway. But you made the character what it was, but the stand-up, the way you're doing it with the tour and bringing those two things together is real exciting to watch. It's cool to watch, man.
Dude.
And just to be around. You know what I mean?
To your question.
So how you feeling watch it? Like, do you see it, or is it something that you're kind of like you don't really feel it?
I do feel the energy.
Okay.
I feel the energy because when I used to tour with Chris Tucker, and when I was featured for him, the host would do his time, and shout out to Terry. He was Terry Hodges.
Yeah, Terry
Hodges. Shout out to Terry Hodges.
Terry Hodges. Mister, I'm suing Chris Tucker. Let's get to it. Hey, yo, I am not. Hey.
Shout out to Terry Hodges.
Hey, yo, I know Terry. I know Terry well. He knows his love. Shout out to Terry.
I got
Hodges,
a lot of game
bro.
for Terry.
He said, I flew in straight. Yo, we was in
Jersey. Yeah.
I flew in straight from Irvington.
Shout out to Terry.
Shout out to Terry.
So I had toured with Chris for a few years, and my point is that I remember Terry would go out, and he'll rip as the host, and he'd bring me out, and the audience would come out. They still coming from the concession stands. Lights are still on. They're walking down the aisle with their popcorns. They was not there to see no London Brown.
Right.
So my point is, when they introduced me, it was kind of like, man, baby, did you get the popcorn? Where the popcorn is?
Right.
There's all of that going on while
you performing.
So, but I noticed also, which was really dope, when they would introduce, Terry would bring out, you seen him on Friday and Dead President, blah, blah, blah. And they playing all his clips and trailers.
Yeah.
At that age and at that time, just seeing a star, it's not, he ain't just like Chris somebody Tucker.
Right,
he's a star,
Chris
bro.
Tucker.
Come out there with
Hour.
the bedazzled suits and just, I remember when I first went out on tour with him.
How long did you tour with Chris, too?
We did it about 3 years.
Wow, so you spent some time with Chris,
I spent time with Chris.
Yeah.
Cut his hair, drove him around, did his camera work.
There you go, doing the...
I did,
Dance.
This is stupid.
He's done miracles
I'm not, listen. No, so what the deal was, is when I first went out with Chris, I was like, casual, t-shirt, Jordans, but when I saw him walk out and the lights hit. Now that suit that's not the suit you're gonna wear, going to Walmart. But on stage, when the lights hit that confetti and the bedazzlement.
Yeah.
I said, man, that nigga like a star.
Right.
So even the way I dressed, I was like, yeah, I gotta give me a little suit. I'm wearing my sneakers and casual it, but you
started to take your outfits more serious.
I started doing that, but I will say this though. Mm-hmm. So also, with the applause, that going back to your point and feeling the difference is when he hit the stage. You can tell from the applause the people came to see him. Right. And I was like, man, that's amazing. Because we do clubs all the time and people clap out of courtesy and everything. But when they want to see you, I said, oh man, I can hear that these claps and cheers are different.
Right.
I mean, that's a, and I used to be I was such a sponge. I'm on the side of the stage, looking at Chris Tucker.
Yeah, Chris Tucker, bro. Come on, man.
And Chris would tell me,
yo, you actually do a great Chris.
I do it okay.
Yo, do it. Kill it.
I know. I do.
What'd he say? You do a great
I do a
Chris
casual. I'm on the side.
Impression.
I'm on the side of the stage. I'm excited. Right. I'm in the wings.
Yeah.
And I'm just, because I'm soaking up all the game and energy and seeing what he do.
Yeah.
And we just kind of came back and, London, you, I can't have you on the side of the curtains. You're looking at me. You're throwing me off. Go sit out and go wait in the back. I said, oh, my fault. And then I start walking out into sitting back and watching them from backstage.
Yeah. He said, you throwing me off. Because you got the Google eyes.
I was, and not even as a fan, not starstruck, because I never really been starstruck, but because I really do feel like people are people.
Right.
So no one seems above that.
Right.
But I was able to be like, he was another small manifestation. Where I remember in high school I had a folder, and I remember having the CD covers back in the day. I forgot what the folders were. The trapper. I don't know. Anyway, you could slide like different paperwork or whatever you want, to stickers, whatever, inside of the folder.
Yeah,
is a plastic cover. I had Love Jones CD cover. I had I think Friday. It was Rush Hour. Something like I had a few things, but. He was just one of those people I said, man, I really always liked this transition between stand-up and going to movies.
Yeah.
And then I was a fan of Lorenz Tate because he's just a young black actor doing all the cool, the gangster movies, and he was working.
Right.
So anyway, the applause was different. So as going back to your question now, that's the best way I can describe it, is I can kind of feel the difference in the applause, and that's cool. That's different, because I've toured before, and people kind of, but this time around, it's really nice to feel people want to, take their phones out and really whatever they feel that this is worth even capturing when you come out, when I come out there. So that's cool, man, because
they love you, bro.
That's the goal, just as far as because again, you and I have both performed the headline and closed out shows that are standing room only.
Right.
But it's different when it's in a room full of people that really care to see you.
Yes.
They want you to win. The laughs are different.
Yeah.
It's all, So anyway, that part is good. I will say this with Chris, though, a lot of stuff I learned, like Chris used to do this thing where we would travel.
You took over, because I was going to ask a question. I was going to go ahead, though. Go.
Chris, shout out to Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I will say part of the reason that I, like to bring, and I got to talk about Tony Rock too, but I always said, what am I going to learn from touring with Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
Chris Tucker brought me out. I said, man, I can't wait. I always saw myself in this position, which is I can't wait to bring my friends along.
Yeah.
When it's my time.
Yeah.
So I got that from him. But Chris was such a star. He'd be moving so fast. I remember a couple times we pull up to the venue, we got the black truck, Suburban joint.
Yeah.
He got his driver, he got Terry, security guard. I'm in the back. He was so busy doing the Chris thing. I remember they would lock me in the truck. They going to the Apollo. Clum, clum. Maybe I had to go get the sound check. I'm in the back locked in. I'm like, well, he would do this one. He would travel first class.
Yeah.
And me, Terry, and the security, we way back. We an assistant coach. we back. We under the plane. We get off the plane, and Chris, obviously, he like seeing him. He won A.
Yeah.
So he get off the plane. He lean on the wall. Man, you look so tired, man. Why you so tired? We all 6'1", 6'2", and we in the back. We took a 6-hour flight.
We cramped up.
We flying all the way to Europe, and he, man, y'all look tired. I be like, oh. I used to try to do the Chris thing, which was,
yeah.
I remember he used to always travel with glasses.
Uh-huh.
I said, man, so these are all the things I'm picking up. I'm like 28.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, Chris got the glasses. I'm gonna get me some glasses.
Yeah.
And I'm showing up to the airport in my bag, got my glasses on, and he just shut it down real quick. So I'm good.
Yeah.
And you take your glasses off. You need to be paying attention, keep your eyes open. Okay, you need to be observing.
Yeah.
All right, no glasses. The glasses off. Let me just learn. Let me just, and that's the thing, because comedians at the time was like, man, you need to be out there selling your merch. You're on the road. At that time, it wasn't about me trying to set up my booth next to his booth.
Right.
That wasn't my position. And even though I tried it, I said, yo,
I tried it.
I tried it, his brother's manager. I said, Norris, I want to set up. And he hit me with some truth. Well, you gonna have to pay the venue. You gotta pay the venue. I can put my stuff next to it. I said, all right, that's my position. Let me just humbly just sit back and.
That's a nice way of saying no. Yeah, I heard.
So, but honestly, what my position
shout out
was just
to
to
you
learn.
for hearing that though, because a lot of people don't hear no's when people are telling them no nicely.
Yeah.
And that's what get people kicked out of great opportunities.
Just knowing how to, like you said, we talk about that all the time. Just know how to read the room.
Yeah.
And so with that position, my job was. I remember I used to do 30 minutes for him, and other times he had me do 5.
Right.
And he so, and even then, people just say, man, don't worry about that. Just do just learn, do what you're supposed to do.
Facts.
Keep cool. We still good friends to this day.
That's what's up.
And so, I mean, that's why even when people, go ahead.
When you were touring with him, was this before Ballers?
This was before Ballers.
Before Ballers. Wow. So he was your first. Would you call that your what? And this would be my next question: was that your first break as an artist? You feel touring with Chris
That was my
Tucker?
first time. I had just done a TV series at the time. At 2012, I landed my first TV series.
Okay.
We did called The Hustle on Fuse Network.
Okay.
Shout out to Prentice Penny, the showrunner of that, and Insecure and so forth. But so we did that. And
that was 2012.
2012, 2013 did that. Then I was on hold. Basically, for those who don't know, the network would say, hey, we want to give you a little money, put you on hold just in case you want to pick this show up again or do something, just stay here.
Yeah.
Then they didn't pick it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 2014. I got $28 in my account.
Damn.
It's a real rough year.
Yeah.
So then, and then I'm not touring with Chris Tucker anymore at this time because Chris and I, we did like 2011.
Yeah.
So in the middle of that, touring with him, I landed the show, something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, we worked out. We was good friends with that, man. I learned a lot, man.
No, that's cool because now I want to get back to you too, because you said 2012 was when you learned when you got your first break, right?
Yeah,
How many years before that would you say before you got your first real break?
I think
in acting.
I
How many
feel
years? Because I know you said 11th grade is when you went.
Yeah, I would say
you went. Okay, I'm thinking about this in a serious way.
I will say there's two breaks, which is the first real break was when I got on stage. I was teaching at the time. They were doing a fundraiser. I think the principal something signed me up to do the comedy show. I was just kind of asking about it, and I was like, well, since I'm going to do this. And they were nice enough to let me get up. Shout out to Dino Shorte, writer and everything else for everybody. But the school called him to put on the comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed me to do some time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did, I was like, oh, shoot, this is my voice. This is the stand-up is my, I was like, okay, cool. That and then I started working mics.
So you said, so you think that was your first break?
I felt like that was my first and that was emotional break.
Emotional break. And what was the time period from that in 11th grade? How many years apart is that?
That was maybe like 09.
09?
So I was so after 11th grade, I went away to school, came back. I'm teaching all the after-school programs and doing the teaching thing.
Okay.
And so like that 09, while I was teaching, that's when I first was able to access my second time.
Okay.
Quick, because I know we're on time.
No, we're good. We're good.
So let me take you back how even stand-up even happened.
Okay.
After I graduated, I started working at the LA Times newspaper.
Okay, wow.
So I'm selling the paper. I'm learning Spanish, so I'm really hustling trying to get this paper sold.
Yeah.
At the time, minimum wage was $5.25. So I'm selling the paper, making people laugh, doing a couple voices.
Yeah.
Because mind you, I didn't even know voices was a thing until I got into stand-up.
Right.
Because I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
So anyway, I'm doing the voices on the phone, and then one of my bosses, shout out to Paul Johnson, says, "Hey, you need to do our Christmas talent show." I was like, "What?" I said, "What? Just do what you do on the phone. Just do it up here." I was like, "All right." So I do my little shtick of jokes, and then that same guy took me to go work a little open mic called the Step Up Restaurant. This is where I first met a brother named Cat in the Hat.
Hey.
Cat Williams.
Wow.
So I go and I do, and I I'm 18, 19.
Right.
Didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like, all right, let me just do some jokes. And I remember I was high school stuff. I'm roasting the place and the owner and all. Yeah. And I forgot who the lady was. She was on Devs, and she pulled me to the side, like, you don't want to talk about the owner because they inviting you. Yeah. So I started kind of doing my church talent show. I'm just dabbling with. I'm not. I'm just. I know I do something.
Right.
Then I go to school, do the dancing, do that whole career of life and teaching. Yeah. Fast forward. When I do the open mic as a teacher, then I start working mics. A year and a half later, that's when I run to Chris Tucker at a club. D-Ray Davis says, "Hey man, has Chris Tucker seen your set?"
D-Ray.
I said, "Man, no, I ain't seen my set." He said, "You ought to see him." And that's why I got a lot of love for D-Ray to this day.
Bro, shout out to D-Ray Davis. I'm going to let you finish your story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
D-Ray solid.
Shout out to D-Ray.
But he said, "Hey, Chris, have you seen London?" And Chris looking, "No, I don't know who that is." So he said, "Man, you ought to see him." He grabs me by the arm, pushed me on stage. I trip up there and do my little 5-minute set. And me and Chris exchanged numbers. About a month later, he called me. And I guess he called around and was asking what my character was.
Yeah.
And then we started touring. Then on my first date with Chris Tucker and somewhere near Chicago, Damon Williams comes to the show.
Shout out to Damon Williams too.
Out of Chicago. I know who Damon Williams is.
We know who Damon Williams is.
Definitely. So we exchanged numbers backstage, and then that relationship came out of that. I done lots of shows with Damon. Yeah. And so anyway, I'm touring, and that's what that was. And
that first break, because you said basically a few years after high school, maybe 2-3 years. You saying about 2-3 years after high school, you feel like you got your first emotional break. I would say.
2009. I graduated 99. So
actually a decade then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that.
See, this is important. This is what I'm trying to. Okay, so this is important. It took 10 years for that seed to really grow.
10 years, because again, when I started stand-up, that's when it really felt like the way I saw life move, got up. I was like, man, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Because when I did theater, I felt like I couldn't get that energy back unless I did theater.
Right.
But when I did stand-up, I said, I get the same titillation from doing live acting, live stand-up.
Yeah.
So at that point.
And you're the writer, the actor, and the director.
The whole thing, man.
Yeah, everything in that.
So that really changed the way.
Yeah.
That gave me the fire that really, because once I got into stand-up, I felt like I was in my purpose then.
Yes.
So once I did the purpose, that's when, boom, the TV series happened. Chris Tucker happened. Ballers happened.
Right.
And even when I was shooting Ballers, every year I did that for 5 years. Every hiatus of that show, nothing but offers. Tell you how good God is. I didn't audition for anything while I was in the middle of Ballers.
Right.
I did some stuff with, shout out to Kyla Pratt. I did some Christmas movies and did a short that got me a Best Actor award and so all this stuff.
Yeah.
Why am I saying this? This is the part of the interview that I like. Is that sometimes we don't know what we've been set up for until we have to apply what we've learned.
Right.
So meaning it was important for me to first learn to do that small TV show, 6 episodes on a small network, because I had to learn to make that transition from doing theater, which is over the top, stand-up, which is over the top, and start learning what to do with the camera, learn how to play within the frame.
Yeah.
So that was my crash course. I wasn't supposed to do no more than a season, because God had Ballers. Now, I didn't know that. I'm like, man, why the show ain't get another season? It was good. So then when I land Ballers, I was taking free improv classes, still really broke, working open mics and trying to get up and still working clubs.
Right.
But so when Ballers came around, I was ready to go though.
Right. You was hungry.
I was hungry. I was ready to go. Yeah. I had been in it, like I said, took a free little class in LA.
Yeah.
But just having enough tenacity to have some faith, not knowing what was up, but at least being prepared for what was going on.
Yes.
So then while I'm doing Ballers, now I'm dealing with the tragedy of my brother. Less than 8 months later, the tragedy of my grandmother, and that's everybody else in between that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the reason that I was getting all these offers because Kanan was in the works. Now I didn't know that. I couldn't even watch. I didn't watch Power. I didn't watch Power because I wanted to be on Power.
Yes.
But I was on Ballers. I was grateful. But I was like, man, the streets are really loving Power, Game of Thrones, and Ballers at the time.
Right.
Ballers and Game of Thrones on HBO.
Yeah.
So these are the shows. But so by the time I finished Ballers, and I remember I parted ways with my agent because they was like, at the time, it was like, yo, hey, London, how's it going? I was like, man, everything's good. Yeah. I'm
sound
glad.
like Chris.
That's
Chris
funny.
and you came out. Take your glasses off.
Yeah, I know, right? Stay humble, keep calm first. So, my agent hit me with it. They was like, yo, I was going to say, man, everything cool. Yeah, nice. Hey, listen, London, we think we're too big of an agency. I think we should just. I said, oh, this that call. We separated.
Yeah.
2019. I said, okay, no worries. My manager said, no worries. I'm sticking with you. Shout out to Shauna. She said, yo, we're gonna find you another agent. Boom. Fast forward, maybe October.
Right.
I get another offer. Shout out to Robbie Reed, casting director and executive and everything else for BET and everything, all of that.
Yeah.
She said, I got this part for you to play Boosie Collins. For American Dream, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. I fly out to Atlanta. Fortunately, I have some sort of music or something. Learn the parts on the guitar.
Yep.
And we go out there and meet some really cool cats. Shout out to Mike Merrill, he just did the joint with Tiana Taylor for Tyler Perry. I forgot the last reason, but some really good people on there. I get another offer, say, hey, we want you to play. We're gonna do Tales from the Hood 3. Go to Winnipeg, Canada, and I go out there and shoot that. All of these things are lining me up to just lock in on what to do with this camera.
Yeah.
So by the time, fast forward, we get to, and I did a short film called Asia A, which was more on the dramatic side.
Right.
All of these things are being very crafted.
Yes.
Being number one on the call sheet.
Yes.
On some of these smaller TV movies.
Right.
Putting the weight.
Right.
What does it feel like to carry some of this weight when you're number one, got to return the next morning? Fast forward, give my agent, shout out to Jason. He sent me this thing called these sides called Raising Kanan. I didn't even know it was associated with Power, none of that.
Right.
Because I've been seeing promo that Power is gonna be done. So I just thought it was all over New York.
So you saw it said Raising Kanan though on it?
On the side said Raising Kanan.
Okay, it did say it. Okay.
Oh no, it might say something like Power Book 3, something like that.
Okay.
I think is what it said.
Okay.
I still don't know what the association, because I said, well, ain't no spinoff because they're doing a big campaign about how Power's ending.
Right.
So I said, I missed that run.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a mock script.
Yeah.
And they put a mock name on it. I was like, okay, Power Book 3. Maybe they want to see something from Power.
Yes.
See. So anyway, fast forward, we get around to Raising Kanan and that happened how it happened. But what's dope about that, again, is that there was a lot of things I needed to learn during that Ballers process, camera-wise and acting-wise.
Right.
So by the time, I didn't know how much weight I was going to be carrying, with Raising Kanan.
Right.
But when people look at Raising Kanan like, man, you just this and that. I'm like, man, I did a lot of, like I said, a little BT plus.
Yeah.
I did a little playing the dad, playing the dad.
Right.
Looking back, I'm like, oh, I needed to work out all those little kinks. So by the time we get to Raising Kanan, it is whatever people seems to enjoy about. But I couldn't have played Marvin 10 years ago, 15 years ago, before my brother, all of that, my brother trauma and everything else led up to, understanding what to do. And I have something to pull from.
Right.
Emotionally on the acting side. Now, even though that's not my style, like a lot of actors may do what's called like a recollecting on emotions.
Yes.
Think about the dog that passed and then
Right.
able to cry.
Right.
I don't have that skill.
Yeah.
Mine is just being very, very present, listening and really responding in real time.
Right.
Because when I try to think about my brother and I can't cry. That doesn't work for me.
Right.
But really listening does.
Yeah.
So all of it
That's
works.
dope.
All of it works out, man.
That's dope, man, to hear all that and to hear how because most people, they see you, especially people who are meeting you now, they don't realize this buildup over the years it took to get you where you're at right now.
I'm telling
to
you,
make
all
up
of
this,
that, man.
this one breakout character that you're doing an amazing job with. I'm gonna say that. And I told you in the beginning, I'm gonna be that nigga. I told you from the beginning. Yeah. I told you, but I saw what a lot of people, which I'm happy and I was blessed to see from season 1 getting to work with you. You know, we and I think about that too, man, how we just met in a little line, season 1, episode 2. But I remember being a part of table reads and being at scenes and watching you work. And before everything came out, and I would say to you, you know, and I was like, I hope he don't think I'm trying to like blow smoke, you know, because I'm not that dude who's gonna just say, good job, just because you're somebody that, like, if I don't think it's a good job, it's just not a good job.
Yeah.
But I remember saying to you, like, yo, I see the work you doing, and yo, you bodying this shit, man. And to see that, I get it now. You know, like hearing this story now, you go, of course. It's like LeBron, right? Like LeBron didn't just go to Cleveland and win a championship. He had a whole backstory that go to AAU, then to the league, then to that, then to this, then to that, then doing things in the league while you're in the league, and then getting back to that to have that breakout real moment. You know what I mean? So to see all that, to hear all this is inspiring, number one. And it's kind of dope, and it puts it puts a lot of things into perspective for me, where I go, oh, that does make sense. And it, I don't know if this will make sense, this saying, but I feel like we all have an idea of what we want to be, right? Like, or who we want to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I don't know if you feel this way, but when I hear your story, I'm like, oh no, you had to be number one to become number one. If that makes sense. Like, before you were actually what you are now, you were doing the work to attract what you are now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people are like, I want that moment, but they're not doing the thing to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were putting in a lot of work before anything was, like, first of all, this life, nothing is guaranteed in life. But I'm a big believer personally in the laws of attraction. And I don't believe the universe gives you what you want. I believe it gives you what it sees.
You know, even to that point, I have a lot of talented friends, and I think that, and it's really for anybody talented, a lot of times people feel like you can manifest all day.
Right.
But do understand, when you manifest, your character is going to be tested to make sure that you are able to handle what it is you're trying to manifest.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of times people feel like they aren't getting what they want. I'm like, there's some character things that got to be lined up before you get what it is you want, because otherwise you won't handle what it is you want properly. You'll mess around and lose it if you short. People talking about, you know, let's just say on the surface idea, want to be an entrepreneur, but you bad with managing money.
Right.
You don't deposit your checks on time and different things.
Right.
So it's like that business and whatever it is you want is there. But are you in a position to receive what it is you're asking for? And that's why even with character and making sure people say, you know, man, Lonnie, you so humble, you so down to earth. And I tell you like this, I'd rather do the work to keep myself humble than God do it. You take all of it. Now I'll go. Yeah, that's why, you know, when it come to giving, no, I got it. You know, God be reaching for his car.
God treat you like Rick James in the Charlie Murphy scene. Charlie Murphy!
That's what I'm saying. I'm good.
God punch you right in your forehead.
Right in the face, man. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'd rather do it because, look, we all gonna fall at some point. Right. And so if you keep your feet on the ground when you fall, it won't be very far. You're already down there. So with all of this, man, you know, and like you said, all this stuff, all of it comes from God anyway. He was just beneficent to, you know, give me. I could have been anything.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, I'm
yeah.
gonna give you funny. I'm gonna give you the arts." And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's why I'm like, yo, let me as best I can. Let me just keep level headed, and then also keeping solid people around you.
Yeah.
That will say, hey, you know. But I try not to even get to that point where people gotta. You ain't gotta worry about me, man.
Yeah. And you know it's funny, man, because even when and I'm gonna say this too, even something that I was thinking about too, when I think about like manifestation and things, people you working with and stuff like that. When I look at you, you work hard, bro. You work really, really hard. People have no idea how hard you're working. And when I look at somebody like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's that's The Rock, bro.
Yeah.
That's The Rock. Let's get it. Let's get to it. It's no surprise that you two pair together because the work ethic is there and the mentality is there the same. And what I would love to know, because I don't know if you were a fan of The Rock growing up.
Yeah,
and stuff
for sure.
Like that, just a fan of The Rock, but in watching, because you know when you're a fan of somebody, you observe them like you did Chris Tucker. Because
Yeah.
you told me what you learned from Chris Tucker from working with The Rock. What is something that you learned that was key that you took away?
Chris used to tell me, stay humble, keep God first, and stay focused.
Yeah.
Stay humble, keep God first, stay focused, right?
Mhm.
And so with Dwayne kind of has that same focus drive. I remember one day we were filming the second season of Ballers, and it was like 3 in the morning. I'm about to get up, get some water,
Mhm.
and I happened to check my phone. I said, "What is this? This nigga's in the gym." It's like 3. We got to be on set by 6. I'm like, man, he early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making sure he worked it. I said, oh, he's up there yelling in the phone, full sweat. Full sweat. I said, man, it's like 3:34.
Yeah.
What that did for me was that's a small discipline I got from him. I said, man, before I get on set, I'm definitely gonna hit the gym, and I'm gonna make that a part of my thing, which is get to because also too, you get to, again, that stuff is discipline. But when you're able to get up and get that gym out the way,
right?
By the time you get on set and all this, you're alive and you're well. But there was one little thing I said, man, if he's busy with all he got going on, and he can still get up before, I said, man, that changed. That was one of the things I said, man. And then also too, man, just his he was always really cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him. He had a stand-in named Thaddeus Pugh, man. Thaddeus Pugh is like just one of my big bros, OGs, and he's somebody that I can find as far as when I got to be put in check, or if I got questions, I'm like, man, Sharif didn't let me. He didn't let me host the show. Well, how about he'll call me out and say, well, were you ready to host the show, or were you ready to do? Yeah. And you need people that you can really, they can hold you accountable for stuff like
host
that.
The next show, bro.
Oh no,
you don't gotta tell Thaddeus no more. I'll let you host the next one, bro.
No, but you know, have people like that.
Yeah.
And keeping some day one people around you that knew you before.
Yeah.
All the stuff is really cool, man. But honestly, I pride myself in crashing that facade of, because people don't know what I'm gonna be on when they see me, because it's so used to people acting funny.
For sure.
So when I'm on the street and I can see them looking and glancing, I said, "Come on, man, let's give me a hug, man. Let's just you want something to drink? Get me everybody around on me. I cut through. Let's just cut through the ice. 'Cause I don't like that weirdness. Just be cool. Me and Sharif cool. Terrence cool. Hang out. Let's sit down. Cut through the nonsense. Because at the end of the day, who we are in our hearts is really all that matters. After we eradicate all the resumes, the cool clothes, and haircut, who are you in your heart?
Right.
That's who I'm trying to connect to. If you cool there, we're gonna be cool.
And now that we're getting to the wrapping up, speaking of being who you are in your heart, I want to ask this: do you feel like the becoming? I know you did all this stuff outside of before getting the character of Uncle Marvin. Do you feel like all that stuff you did personally too, is that a lot of things that you're adding to the character Uncle Marvin? Like, are they seeing all that? Because you're doing a lot with him, bro. Like Uncle the thing I love about Uncle Marvin is, I told you, he's one of my favorite characters. And the reason he is, and it's funny to speak about that in a way, like you being my boy, and it's not biased at all. Because your character's able to be funny. He's able to be gangster. He's able to be loving with his daughter. He's loving with his daughter, who's we talking the 90s too, LGBTQ, right?
Yeah.
Where especially in black homes, you know what I mean? Like there's no, like in the 90s, there wasn't a lot of characters like the character you're playing that was like made it comfortable for their kids. And if we being honest, still some in today,
right.
especially when it comes to black homes.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Black people be like, don't bring that gay shit up in here.
Yeah.
So to see you do that and be able to still be likable, tough, good, all that, I think that says a lot to who you are and the work you did. You know what I mean? But I wonder, does a lot of that personal come into that, where you pouring into the character and we're getting that?
Well, I will say that the energy that people enjoy about Marvin, a lot of that is London's personality. That's why I think people enjoy Marvin, because that's just London showing up a lot of times. I'm having a good time, with Marvin. Yeah. So I can't really, it can't get any more present than that.
Yeah.
So the humorous side and the fun part, that's just London having a great time with Marvin. But but there's also very intentional to play Marvin with those layers, because I didn't want to get lost. I didn't want to just play the gangster, just shooting the gun and eating food or being reckless.
Yeah.
Because
Uncle Marvin stay eating, bro.
Yeah, he does, man. I do. I'm hungry now. My stomach growling. You can't hear.
You came in eating. Yo, this guy eats for real, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Fat people are jealous. Cause this guy eats, and nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Let me tell you how much you eat. I'll say this is funny too. Do you remember you left, you put me onto the place in Harlem, the soul food spot? One time we was, I remember we was driving through the city. We had a gig. I think we had a show at Upper West Side. You left your food, you know what I mean, in the back car. Like I think we dropped you off at wherever you was staying at the time. And I remember you sent me a text like, "You're welcome." I said, "What the fuck?" What the fuck that means? Yo, I get to the house and I see these trays. First of all, he had enough food for me and my wife to eat. It was just for him. He was just for him. He said, because he didn't mean to leave it. He was like, he said, "Where you at? First you asked me where I was at." I was like, "Yo, I'm already back home." He was like, "Damn, you're welcome." I said, "Huh?" And then I looked in the back. I said, "Oh, let me." Bro, there was enough food for me and my wife to eat, and we still had some for the next day. The best food we ever had. I don't know what that soul food spot was, but it was them smothered turkey wings. It was the mac and cheese, the cabbage.
Yeah, that's my style.
Bro, I said, this guy really eats though.
You know, and also too, I think part of it, psychologically, I think, the first season of Raising Kanan, every day I was eating like some sort of pastry and ice cream.
Yeah.
And I realized, I'm starting to realize some of the food and some of that might have just been me wanting to connect to something that felt like home.
Right.
Because in New York, I didn't. Nobody was here.
Right.
So
right.
I think I just wanted, like, good food means something to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that when people make good food for you, they care. Like, you can really taste when people care about what they do.
For sure.
It's a different thing.
For sure.
But all of this is to say that with just those layers of Marvin, just trying to find ways to make him human, because it's hard. It's difficult to care. In order to care about a villain, he has to give you something to care about. It can't. Otherwise, the villains don't mean much. Denzel in Training Day, he does a monologue with Hoyt in the car. This after they shoot the white guy in his house at the top of the hill, and it's just Hoyt and them. They're talking. Denzel's trying to get Hoyt to take the money. Denzel was so convincing as far as that this was the right thing to do.
Right.
For a second, you almost forget that he's the villain.
Right.
And he's all his passion and just take the money, Hoyt, do what you want to do. You're not making the guys feel like you're part of the team. And I remember at one point I was like, is he tearing up? But the words were saying something crazy.
Yeah.
But the heart felt. So anyway, with any villain, with anybody.
And it's funny you say the villain, because I keep forgetting Uncle Marvin is a villain. and we love, that's why it's funny to say that. I'm like, you know what? But that's hats off to you because everybody forgets that. Because of the layers.
It gotta be. We won't care for Marvin if we don't get the other sides of him that make him human.
Right.
Otherwise, if he's just one note, he's written off your mind. But the fact that he could do something, he got into that dispute with the daughter.
Yeah.
I remember telling Sasha, I was like,
that's deep.
That's a little deep. How are we gonna get back up out of this?
Yeah.
You know, but it really only works because we realize, because I got a lot of heat for that from the streets. You need to keep your hands off that girl. It's like, all that. But in order for us to return out of that, it was important to see when Marvin was really trying and when he was going through therapy, and we could see Marvin's heart. Yeah. And so those notes, that's London. London really feels, this goes back to the empathy thing.
Yeah.
That shows up. So by the time we get around later on in the season, people have really been able to accept, man, Marvin messed up, but he is loyal. They see the positive sides.
Yeah.
And so that's the stuff I like, is just trying to find layers that make him human, because that's really what all of this is when we deal with characters, is trying to find ways to incorporate things that's not, because the writers only know what they know.
Yeah.
They look for, even auditions, they look for us to bring these characters to life.
Right.
And we talked about audition, we talked about that a few times, but even with auditioning, it's like we go thinking, shaking, here, I hope this is good enough. Yeah. The writers don't even know what they're looking for. They just looking for, show us who he is, do something. And we're like, all right, well, this is my version of it. But all of that happens with,
That's free game he just dropped if you're an actor. That's gonna slide over some actor's head. I'm sorry, I gotta say it real. You dropped the bar. They don't know what they want.
They don't even know sometimes.
Give your best version. That's it. And
choices.
Know that's the best.
Make a choice.
Yeah,
even if it's a wrong choice.
Yeah.
The ability to even make a choice,
right?
That's a skill. Because sometimes people go in there and they kind of, you could tell they have no grounds to it, but make a. Sometimes those bold choices pay off.
Yeah.
Sometimes they pay off. Sometimes they don't, but at least make a choice.
Listen, it definitely bought me a couple episodes.
Yeah.
They could do it. Yeah, and it's little things.
Yeah,
little
man.
things. So I agree with that, man. Hey, listen, man, we wrapping this up. I want to say thank you so much for coming out, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
For doing this. Is there anything you want to shout out and say you have going on? I know first of all, I'll ask this last question too. What should we expect from Uncle Marvin this upcoming season as well?
With this upcoming season, well, let's hopefully expect him to be around. And if so, just I will say that I feel like with the season of the show, emotionally, I think the writers have done a great job with the storytelling, as far as we're bringing the audience on. They're really going to feel invested emotionally.
Yeah.
A lot of family stuff, heartfelt stuff, a lot of victories and different things like that.
Right.
So, hey, man, it's going to be good, man.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, shout out to NCRF, National College Resources Foundation. What we do, shout out to Dr. Teresa Price. I'm an ambassador for a program that helps students get into HBCUs and so forth. So we try to help out what we can. So if you got any young people, I don't know when it's going to drop, but either way, if please reach out to NCRF. We help connect your students, your sons, daughters, to find a financial backing that they need, to be seen by recruiters and so forth. So when I'm not shooting and doing stand-up, I'm a part of that organization. That's really helpful.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, bro. I appreciate that, man. That's dope. That's fire. Hey, this was the final episode, man. Thank you for stopping by, man. This is my boy, my brother, London Brown, man, and I appreciate you for coming through on Reef's podcast, man.
Come on, somebody.
Come on now.
Shout out to Reef. Make up the podcast.
Shout out to, hold on, let me get in third person. Shout out to that nigga Reef.
I didn't know it was a clean. I know it wasn't clean. I kind of kept it clean.
Yeah, but that's just how we talk.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have to do
that.
Right,
true. That's
but
true.
We do. Now you don't got to keep it clean. It just felt clean.
Yeah, it was right.
You know what I mean? Because I know there's certain clips I want to clip up and do stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
But that was fire, bro. There's a lot of stuff I learned about you, and I'm happy about that. So until next week, guys, thank you so much. And we are on tour. We still traveling right now. Shout out to Visions, Dion. You'll see him. He's usually got a Bluetooth and some. Yeah, Dion, bitch. Yeah. Fuck you and that Bluetooth. Yeah. If y'all see somebody with a Bluetooth and some flyers for God knows what, it's Dion. We on tour. Power of Laughter, man. Check us out, man. And salute until next time. Thank you so much.
Do I fill out the W-9 now or?